you said some really cool things to me that were enlightening, right? So, born and raised in Puerto Rico, moved to Florida, then now you're in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes.
You've been in Charlotte for 7 years. We talked a little bit about that experience. We'll dig into that more, which is super cool. You're a real estate agent, so you're servicing North and South Carolina within your distance range there. Because I know Charlotte's really close to the South Carolina line, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you have an opportunity to service 2 states rather than, one. Like I'm in Miami. All I got is like, South Florida, bro. Like I can't get out of this. I can't get out of the dead end down here,
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about your current focus in life. We even talked a little bit about, you meeting your wife in the 10th grade. Like, so I got to talk about that right off the bat, because so many people out there are in, tough relationships. So many people out there are in relationships where they have a hard time finding someone who can support what they do on a daily basis, because we know that this is it's not the easy. Real estate is not an easy job. Like a lot of people glorify it to be like something that you can just do and make so much money and everybody's rich. And when the truth is that the average salary across the United States is just over $50,000 a year for a real estate agent. So to be a top producer, it's a whole different game, So talk to me about that. Met your wife in the 10th grade. Tell me that story, bro.
So we met in 10th grade, but we didn't get together until we were like 27 years,
What?
So, yeah. So it's funny because I remember that when I saw her in school, I liked her a lot. I was like, oh, this is a really cute girl. I like her. But I was with somebody. She had her boyfriend, high school, puppy love, whatever. And then years passed, man. We never really connected throughout many, many years. I remember like when I was around 26, 27, I found, I was in MySpace. Remember MySpace?
Yeah.
So I was in MySpace, and in MySpace, if you remember, you could put your top 8 friends, right?
Yeah.
So I was promoting my music. I was at that time in Miami recording my first album. And then I was uploading some of the tracks to MySpace, and I saw her on one of our mutual friends, top friends. Like she was like, I'm like, oh my God, look at this girl, look at Waleska here. So I connected with her through there, and then I started back and forth messaging each other. And I remember I told the studio producer, you know what? I'm going to Puerto Rico like in 6 months to promote this music. And when I go there, I'm gonna have a girlfriend. So, and that's it. When I went to the island, I called her, hey, I'm here, let's connect. And we went out one day. Since that day, we've been together, man. It's been it's gonna be 15 years now. So
wow, that's pretty wild, man. All right, so talk to me about this, because this gets even deeper. You've got you had a wife you've been together with for 15 years,
correct?
Who has been with you through some roller coasters, I'm sure.
Oh,
yeah. Well, you just said music business, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna get good, bro. So talk to me about music business. First of all, like what were you recording? What was your music? Tell us a little bit about your music history, man.
So music has been a very important part of my life since I was a little kid. I mean, when I found the keyboard for the first time, a little toy keyboard that I got for Christmas or a birthday, I don't remember now, and I started playing that, man, automatically it was like a deep connection with the music, with the notes. After that, I wanted a drum set. A few years later, started playing drums every day, and I just got, really involved to learn instruments. Then I wanted a guitar, started playing with the guitar, started messing with it, everything self-taught. And I think around 16, 17 years old, I started like writing what I was feeling and, combining that with the melody I was making and making songs, So I always had a dream like, man, I want to record one day. I want to really go to a studio one day. And then I found this school, SAE, Sound Audio Engineering, in Miami, actually. That's where I went to school to get my technology diploma for sound audio engineering, music production. There, the opportunity comes with one of my teachers. He's John D. Thomas, 2-time Grammy winner. And we connected really well. I mean, I love going to his class. He taught us how to do live stage and how to set up the stage and connect the instruments and, work with the board. And I told him, hey, I want to one day record. I know you have a studio. He said, like, hey, when you're ready, you call me and we'll set up the time and we'll make it happen. So then I presented this idea to one of my friends. You know, recording is a lot of money. I did it on 2007. So he's like, hey, man, let's do this. Let's work it together. So we went into the business to record the album together. I called John D. Thomas. He said, like, hey, I'm going to book this time for you. Come here. We flew to Miami, man. We stayed there for like 6 months, recorded with great musicians that have worked with great artists. It was an honor to be in the same room with John D. Thomas, you know, doing my album. And we did like 16 tracks. And man, it sounded great. I love it. I think it's that one right there that we see back there.
Nice.
Amor, Paz y la Sangre Derramada, you know, English, Spanish. This album had everything that I was feeling. It has, you know, it has love story, it has anger, it has peace, it has God. So all combined in different, you know, music genre. Because, you know, we come from Puerto Rico. You got merengue, you got hip hop, you got reggaeton, you got reggae, great influence from Jamaica. I mean, and all those things combined, I put it in that album. So it was a great experience, and I loved it, man. Music is it's my escape, it's my therapy. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what genre of music was it?
So the album itself had some reggae songs. It has some pop rock. It has some rock ballad. It has a little bit of a cumbia and reggaeton infused, but not like the reggaeton we hear today. Yeah, 5 instruments. So really, really good flavor. Really good. You know, makes you dance. Some of the songs. So. Some songs I just like to listen to the story. So I love it, man. I was very proud for that album.
And how long were you in the real estate in the music industry?
I would say from 2007 for like 5 years, like really pursuing that, like 100% seriously, like trying to get a record deal and getting managers and doing the tour and presenting. Then, you know, I had that decision and this like mental clarity that it wasn't going to work, because going back to marriage, you know, music is very time consuming. You got to be out a lot if you really want to make it. And I was bringing a lot of hardship and problems at home. So it was very tough, you know, and with that came a lot of the partying, promoting, you know,
you have no choice.
Long hours, staying out, not going back home. So it was a challenge, like you said, a roller coaster. So
yeah,
not easy. I mean, that's why
I was asking a little bit about that, because when you're in the music industry, you almost have no choice, especially in the beginning, right? Like once you make it, you got a choice, you know?
Yes.
But when you're trying to make it, you have no choice but to be at these events around the right people who could potentially give you your next break, you know, exactly. and you know, break the next, you know, glass ceiling for you. You know, and so how did your wife take all this?
Ooh, wasn't easy, man. I mean, like you said, a roller coaster. I mean, God bless her heart. I mean, it was not easy. You know, I had a dream. You know, when I went to Puerto Rico, I wasn't planning on really getting married or starting a relationship with somebody. My goal was going to promote my album. My goal was to connect with other musicians and other promoters. But, you know, I fell in love. We fell in love. And 6 months later, you know, she was pregnant. So that changed the whole dynamic of everything. So I had to make a choice. I had to make a decision. You know, God put in my heart really clearly one day. I remember like it was yesterday. You know, you're going to be very successful in music, or you're going to be very successful as a father, as a husband, and a family man. You can't have both, you know.
So
that was very clear.
That's not an easy decision to make.
No,
because you know, and look, I might get a lot of heat for this one, because they're gonna be like, "What do you mean it's not an easy decision to make?" Poor wife, you know. But when you're, you know, when you have a great wife and a family forming from that relationship, and that's not something you've like always dreamed of. It happened. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's incredible. You don't want to let that go. And then in the other hand, you have everything you've ever dreamed of, you know, and that has to be a very difficult choice to say, you know what, because listen, you know, God bless you, bro. You chose your wife and your family.
Yeah.
We know for 100% fact, there are musicians that chose their career.